Sai, thank you so much for doing this interview with me, especially because of the time of the year we're talking about. And because what we are talking about is a tradition here in Toronto. Toronto cannot have the holiday Christmas season without what we're going to talk about, and also representing what is behind me, too. We have a classic that's coming back here. Elisabeth, I'm going to ask you right off the top, what is returning for one night only here in Toronto?
It's super exciting. I've actually only been to Toronto once. I did YGP there, I think when I was like 14. And so I flew over in the winter, and I remember like traveling there was a bit of a struggle with like all the snow and everything. I like barely made my flight. But it was, yeah, Toronto's such a great city, and I'm so looking forward to going back and performing with the company and with Sai. It's gonna be awesome.
So how does it feel to you, man, that the classic Nutcracker and the both of you are performing in this? How does it feel that you are part of a classic and that Toronto is going to be able to be part of this, because it is a special part of the holiday season for all of us?
It feels awesome. I mean, the Nutcracker is such a special ballet for I feel like every dancer specifically because um we've been doing it since we were children. And so getting to do like the lead parts at in Toronto at Toronto National Ballet Theatre um is it's gonna be really fun and we're just so excited.
Now, I did say one night only, but there are two performances that are going to be happening. There's a 2 p.m. one and an evening one too. So, but again, it's a very, very special day, special event. Elisabeth, you said you've been part of this before too. What is it like for you? And talk about your first. Talk about your character, and what is it like for you personally to be part of this?
Yeah, great question. This is my first time doing a production as Clara, who stays Clara throughout the entire show. So I think I've done Clara before, but more so as like the child part. So like when I was younger, I would do Clara, and then she wouldn't do the pas de deux in the end. She kind of would just like do the party scene and go sit in the land of sweets. So it's really cool to like really nostalgic to think about like past experiences and like how much fun I had as a kid playing Clara and getting to continue that now with like the full pas de deux and the all that dancing. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Sai, who is your character?
I'm the Nutcracker Prince, which is fun always because I remember when I was a kid and I was first cast as like the Nutcracker. It was less dancing, obviously. I wasn't able to do the things that we're able to do now, but it was really fun, and it's just really, yeah, like she said, nostalgic to be revisiting this role, especially with Elisabeth, because we've been dancing together for a few years now in New York, so it'll be fun.
Really excited.
I'm throwing this to the both of you. When you both have the leads, the focus on this, is there more pressure for you? Like, how do you keep your concentration and at the same time, because I love dance, I love all types of dance or whatever, but I feel like when it comes to ballet, it is probably one of the most physical and most graceful at the same time movements that anybody can do. I don't know how y'all do it, but I think it's just amazing to see what you do. What is that like to have that focus on the both of you, but at the same time, you have to focus on such a beautiful story through body and music?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think for both of us, we're members of the Corps de Ballet at AVT. So it's a really special experience to get to perform as the leads in this ballet, because usually we make up like either the mice or the party parents or the snow or the flowers. So we're part of like the big ensemble pieces. And so it's really an exciting opportunity to get to like lead the ballet. And so it's something that I'm really looking forward to doing with Sai and like getting to explore kind of narrating the story more instead of just being part of a group. So I think it'll be a fun challenge, and
Yeah, and we're finding, openings in our day to like run it and to like rehearse it together. So that we'll be like in like the best shape possible for it. which is always really fun. I mean, it's running pas de deux is like one of the hardest things, especially on stage.
For sure.
It really like whips you into shape. But yeah, it'll be really fun. I'm excited.
Just so you guys know, I don't know if you've ever heard the stories, but a lot of football players actually running backs and what they actually take ballet to strengthen their legs. So, and their core. Like that's why I say there's nothing like learning ballet to really strengthen your body. Elisabeth, for anybody who's never been to the Nutcracker, what is the actual story so people understand what they're going to be seeing through music and movement?
Yeah, great question. So the Nutcracker begins at the Stahlbaum's house, and they're throwing a big Christmas party. And their daughter is Clara, and so she usually starts the ballet, and then all her friends come, all the parents come. They have a nice party, and then Drosselmeyer gives her a Nutcracker prince, and she goes to bed with the Nutcracker prince, wakes up, and there's like mice in her kitchen, and she's in this whole like nightmare world, dream like state where there's real life mice like coming to life. There's a whole battle scene with the Nutcracker and his soldiers. And then in order to save her Nutcracker prince, she takes off a shoe and throws it at the Mouse King, and all is resolved. And then they get transported to the land of snow on their way to the land of sweets, which begins Act 2. Act 2, they get to see all these divertissements, such as, depends which version specifically, but there's like
it's like different cultures
doing
each dance,
which culminates in the final pas de deux of Clara and her Nutcracker prince at the very end.
Sai, why do you think this story is so iconic, especially through this beautiful ballet that you folks will be performing in?
It's just become like a symbol of the holiday season, and it's something that every ballet company does, like no matter where you are, especially in North America, it's especially popular. It's everywhere, and everybody wants to be in it, and everybody wants to be Clara. It's like it's every like kid's like dream. And it's also popular. I mean, at least for me, like when I was a kid, that was my first introduction to ballet, was seeing the Nutcracker. My sister was in it. I feel like that's the case for lots of kids. Like they see the Nutcracker and they're like, oh, I want to do that. I want to be a dancer. So I feel like it's just become a really, really special thing, like in all aspects.
Elisabeth, as much as we love seeing what we're going to see, actually, I'm going to throw this over to you. What we see, are there going to be any special effects that are going to kick in here and there? Can give us a little hint, especially because there has to be a certain egg that we get a chance to see.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of special effects used in Nutcracker kind of to make the story come to life. Sometimes in Act 1, the Christmas tree will grow during the battle scene just to kind of show the state that like Clara's in a dream. And then usually during snow, there's snow that falls also, which makes the scene look even more magical.
Oh, I cannot wait to see this. Sai, as much as we talk about what we're going to see through dance and the special effects, the other star in this show is the music, the iconic music. In fact, some people may not even realize the music that they've heard for years is actually from the Nutcracker.
Yes, it's definitely the most famous music. I mean, if you turn on your TV, there's probably some sort of commercial with like the Sugar Plum Fairy music in the background. Yeah, it's so gorgeous, and it's just like as soon as you hear it, you think of, you know, the holiday season. And it's really fun dancing to it because it's just like, I don't know, it's nostalgic.
Nostalgic,
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you know what? When I see you guys, because I was there for last year's show, every time I hear da, 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 like it's the second I hear it, it's in my head throughout the whole holidays. So I cannot wait for December 23rd when that music is going to be stuck in my head. For folks who are going to finally get a chance to see this, maybe they haven't seen it. Where's it going to be? I already said December 31st. There are two different shows. Where's it going to be at?
The Meridian Hall.
Toronto,
Perfect.
Canada.
Perfect venue to have something like this. As we wrap it up, I'm going to give you both each a chance. Elizabeth, you first. Why should somebody go and see this show?
I think the Nutcracker is a great introduction to ballet for kids or for any age. It's especially good to get into the holiday spirit, and it's just a really wonderful like story ballet that I find really no matter what age it's very inspiring and uplifting at this time of year. So it's a perfect ballet really for people who love ballet or people who are new to it as well.
Side?
Yeah, it's for everybody, and it's like it's a great tradition. It's really the best way to like start your holidays, and you know it's right before Christmas, and so it's just the perfect way to celebrate everything and to be with family and to celebrate the art form and to hear the music. It's if you like the music or the dancing or whatever, like it's all great, you know. So
Yeah, you think
everyone,
about the combination. Think about the combination. Your show, Nutcracker, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. How can you go wrong in going in that order?
yeah.
It is perfect. And you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. Thank you for bringing back a holiday Christmas tradition to Toronto. Cannot wait to see everything that you guys are doing on stage. And I cannot wait to have that stuck in my head. It's already there. Thank you again, guys.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.